Hi guys, and here and welcome back to my Minecraft Survival single player Let's Play, and we're here at my starter house on Solace Island, the starter home. It's episode 50 and it's time for a world tour. But before we start, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed, watches, comments, enjoys my content. I today have hit 300 subscribers and I am incredibly happy with that. It sneaked up on me totally unexpectedly, but big thank you to everyone who just come along and watch and enjoy the content. I hope to keep doing this for many months, years to go, however long it keeps going for, but I'm hopefully going to keep going for as long as I can. But on with the world tour. We are here. This is my starter island. This is my starter home. And we started here on this island. I don't know how many years ago it was. So I was going to break this here. Can I just jump onto the roof? There we go. It was a while back because I've had a few periods where I've been away not recording, but yeah, I started. It was an empty island. There was no trees on this island. There was nothing, just a few animals. We had to swim across the ocean to go and get our first tree and some saplings, and then we came back here, and this was the first home we built. It's got a lot of our treasures here. My first pickaxe, my first heart of the sea, and my first diamond, all here, along with my first suit of armour and first shield. This house did us all while on this island. Our first temporary brewing set up, never really got much further with it because once we moved on, we never really came back to here. But this island, my intention was to fill the island up before I really moved on, which I did do. But just down this side of the house here, we've got a little bit of a garden. And at the back of the island here, we have got our little greenhouse. We've got some supplies of gardening stuff we have here. And this comes all the way around here. And then the bamboo, which we found after 1.14k. We did start this world in 1.13. The idea was I would stay on this island until 1.14 arrived. We did a little bit here and there, but generally we did stick to this island, and this was our starting mine. This wasn't originally all open. It was like just above the ground here, so we covered it all over. So we stored our stone, and it went down here to its underground ravine, which is all down there, and we've set it out like a mine. Like we've got staircases going down just for safety sort of thing, and some going across there as well. We use this for exploring it. I don't strip mine any of my world, purely because I find it incredibly boring. So this was all just done purely by caving. So anytime I find diamonds, it's just as I go caving as opposed to doing strip mining. But this was the main source of all our resources to start off with. And then we'll go back up to the house. But the idea is this is supposed to be the lord of the manor house of the island. And then coming down here, we've got our crop fields here on this side. Recently been harvested when I was doing the big fields over at Boardhaven. And on this side we have our sheep and our cows. There's the odd one of each seems to have managed to drift between the two different pens, but they provided with a good source of food throughout this world, especially in the early game. And down this side here we've got a full set of houses. I'll just sneak between. Actually, I can find a pathway. Stick to the roads. So a little set of houses here. Try to make these little tight alleyways. Try to a mixture of different blocks as well, sort of using the granite as well to mix in with the wood as well, and as well as the stone and cobble mix. Unfortunately, there's not really much in the way of interior decor in these houses. It's something I do plan to at some point. I'll come back and put it in. And this was the last building we actually did on this island. This little watchtower down here. Just a little watchtower just for the south of the island, just to see if we can spot anything what is coming up. But actually, after the house, one of the first things I did build on this island was this tree in the centre of the square. And this was my first attempt ever at a custom tree. And it's like a weeping willow tree. So we've got the pods on the ground to represent sort of like trodden in leaves and so forth. And a mixture of the oak and spruce leaves, but especially the trailing branches coming over it. It's not bad for a first tree. I've never really gone for doing many other custom trees. I really need to try do some more, because let's keep going stuff like that and trying to improve on it as we go forward. The map of the island as it's all been completed here, and on the other side a bit more of a larger space here, and that is our ocean monument. We'll get to that shortly. Skeleton farm is just over there, and Broadhaven is roughly about there, I would say. And it's night time. We'll go and find a bed. Now the bed is there. I did used to have Jersey Boy's texture pack, and his beds used to be his grey bed and his brown bed used to be like benches, hence why the beds are here. I'll just quickly use this as it's to hand. And a little pond here, and then we first discovered our first coral, and a few fish in here as well, just to make this little pond at the edge of the town. This side here we have some more houses. Tried to do some different style windows here using the squares, to as it's narrow slit windows. So instead of using stone, I mean, some of these haven't got glass in. I think that might be from a creeper blast at some point. Certain parts of this world here this area isn't lit up that well. And then over down this side, this was our blacksmith here, where we did a lot of smelting. Primarily we were smelting up kelp. There's loads of kelp in here and more there. Leaving all the doors open here. But that was our first little blacksmith area. In hindsight, quite a small building compared to everything around the area. But I think that was one of the first things we built here. We have our new banner. I brought a few of them over here. This is the town church. This was initially designed as a townhouse, the main town hall, sorry, should I say, for the island. And some of my kids kept going, "That looks like a church." And then I put a picture of this on Instagram, and people going, "Yeah, it looks like a church." So it's been converted into a church. I might as well go with what the people say, so you can compare their congregation to the local people of the island. And then round this way here, we had this little island at the back of this island here, and it was always full of turtles. Whenever I was building out here, this island always had loads of turtles, so I turned it into a little sanctuary. Got some chicken. And this was just laid out, some trees, little area at the top here where the turtles can come and sit in the sun. And there's no turtles about it whatsoever, but at least about 5 or 6 turtles used to float around here, but they appear to not be about at the moment. Hopefully they will be coming back at some point. But nice little bridge going over it to it as well. If I remember right, I tried to do a diagonal bridge and I was getting really frustrated with it, so I just changed the path around. And this is Horseshoe Bay. Just a little place where I would used to gather a lot of kelp from this bay, but this is actually one of my places I used to fish. Again, I don't do AFK fish farms, but I do actually manual fishing here, and we'll sit here and fish and gather resources that way. And then going back up here, we have the tavern, and this is the cooked cow. So if we come into here, it's one of the first buildings in there I did with an interior decor. So we have a campfire here, and the bar area here for people to get their drinks from, and a selection of tables going all around. And here, this is the staircase going up, and we've got these bedrooms. There's like a big common room, and then down here we've got some smaller rooms, a bit more private down here. Then there's another 2 down at the end here, and then the top floor had a more bigger common room up here with just a few beds in here, little storage closet, again more rooms on the top, and then finally this was supposed to be the bedroom for the owner of the tavern, I suppose, with their closets in. Interior decor is not something I'm great at, but it's one thing I'm trying to improve on. I think if you put more and more into the building, it gives the building more of a feel. But I was quite pleased with this when I did it. Coming down this way here, we have our dock area. Got a few crates and such out on the dock, and then this likewise comes down here. Got a couple of these galleyways going out into the ocean here. I do plan on some point doing a boat on here. Just never got around to doing it, but this is like a warehouse storage area. So loads of storage area for anything goods coming in off from the sea. And actually this is where a lot of my wood for this area was stored. And then through the back here we've got the office of the warehouse manager. Sit there with his morning coffee. Instructions on what to do. A bit more storage goods here. But this was quite a... It was basically just a load of sand here initially, and sort of I banked it all up. Likewise, we put the banking all the way around the edge of the island at the back. And if we go further around the island here, we've got a bakery. Again, they can sit out by the edge of the ocean here, have a bite to eat and so forth from here. Got a mixture of foods available. Let's go back into the town here. And then around this way, this was the first enchanting setup we had over on here. This is the enchanter's house. So nice little enchanting area set up here, everything you need for enchanting. And likewise a little sleeping area with some storage up above. This is our butcher's, with a nice slab of meat hanging outside, some dried bloodstains on the floor, and obviously a place where he would do his work. And a selection of cows. He's got a few chickens back there as well. I've got a big stack of... Ooh, a lot of steak in there. Didn't realise that steak was there. There we go. I think this is, as we build up with worlds, you tend to leave piles of resources around the place. But then over here, this was a little bit of a, like a garden area, a little bit of a foresty area at the back of the island. You've got a little pathway coming off this way, which led to my fishing hut. And this is where, again, I would, once I moved from the horseshoe bay to here, and have my fishing rod, Anders Rod 2000, and I'll come out here and do my fishing here on this little deck. There we've got some fish caught there, what they're sitting there waiting, more than likely to go into the oven. And from here you get a good view of the lighthouse. So I sort of tried to texture around the island of the, well, the sort of island where the lighthouse is. Broken up rock all the way around the edge of it, and this lighthouse sits there. A big beacon of light for any ships that will come over here. Let's head down there in a second now. And again, you can get there through here. A little gazebo, little benches here, by the way, to sit on. Try to replace a few of the beds while we're outside here. A little gazebo. There's one of the sunken ships. There's 3 around this island, which gave me some starting resources. But this is the lighthouse. It's also the location of the portal in this area, which is down here. I've never ever got to decorating this up. I always plan to. In fact, I've not actually been to that portal since I've reset my nether, which I did for 1.16, and I'm not going to do it now because whilst I was doing this island, I did explore a few of the bits of the ocean around the area, because obviously as an island there's water around. And which way should we? We'll go this way. There we go. Couldn't take off then. Over this way we found an ocean monument. If it will come into view. And this is basically Cubfan's design of the fence gates all the way around it, and it is an absolute killer on frame rates around here. But yeah, the it's got soul sand at the bottom, so all the guardians will then rise up. There's a squid there, flying squid. I think that's a glitch. And then the water streams will feed all the guardians down into here, and they will fall down through a lava blade down into the bottom. And we can, if I can find it down here, there it is. There is, that leads back to the island, what you saw at the edge. And this would come around here to where the guardians will kill. I've got a little temporary set up and an enchanting set up, and you can just come here and just kill them all. Repair my gear. I think this is my main source of XP for repairing gear. Got a sugarcane temporary farm set up where I could just do some enchanting for books and so forth as I went forward. I could take away the water and then they'd just also kill. And obviously when we just build up our prismarine in here and use it as and when required. And maybe one day I will have to come back and decorate it. I was going to do it, but I've been doing the Ocean Monument base on Adults Play Java, and I wanted to not have similar content on two separate series, so I never got around to doing it. We'll just go out this way. And this was our island which we used set base with when we took it on, and that was a cow that came over with us, kept us in full supply of milk as and when we needed it, which was very much appreciative. But future plans will be to put a proper tunnel from here down into the chamber and probably decorate this island up. But now we'll just head back to Solace Island, and then we'll go past Solace Island, because one of the farm we did find, that's the island from this end. We've got the barrier all the way around the edge of it, and that fills down to the mine here. But then straight past Solace Island over here, when I was out caving once, I came across a skeleton spawner. And I'm not one for doing XP farms as such. I did the guardian farm because more for the drops, but the XP was a bonus. But for me, a skeleton farm is probably one of the best ones you could possibly do, just simply because arrows and bones, and that's it basically. They're the two key resources you get from skeletons. For me, primarily it's the bones, the bone block, and bone meal. And this farm has provided me with a lot of that. Again, it never did a proper entrance. I can switch it off if I want to, if I ever need to. Let's come all the way down here, and we have our skeleton farm, where skeletons will just sit there and drop, and then after a while I'll kill them all. This is the chest there, and obviously I've got bone blocks. And actually, my youngest daughter, one thing she loves doing is just sitting there and then killing them all off and emptying the chest and sorting them all out. So I use a lot of this armour over in Broadhaven. But I've got bows galore. That one's empty. But arrows, I never need another arrow when I'm in this area again. And it's just now a case of just go around, kill them all off. Got Lucian on sword, got a grindstone. The only thing I haven't got down there is an enchanting setup, but in offense, I'm only here to get the bones. The XP is irrelevant. And again, there's a portal back there. So all I ever did in the Nether prior to 1.16 was a few portals connecting up different locations. I didn't really do much else in it really, apart from go to a couple of Nether fortresses to get Nether supplies. But now 1.16 is here, we've got a lot more opportunity to do a lot more things. And the only the next place we're going to is where I've been working on for the last 25 episodes, and that is the city we are building of Broadhaven, and that was in a flower forest farm just over here. A flower forest biome, not a farm. Here we go, and that's the manor house, which we've just finished off the last couple of episodes. I think we will go over, we'll go up into these two towers initially, see if we can land up here. So one of the things we've done since we've been in here, basically this was hills and flowers everywhere and trees, so we cleared it all out, flattened it all out, and then started transforming it. We've included this hot air balloon in which there is a village breeder, and they drop down into that little hole. Ignore the railway tracks, that's when I transport my villagers around. But around this lake, we tied it all around the edges of it up. I can just get around to this side. So tied it all around the edges up, put a pathway all the way around the edge of the lake. And just sort of decorate it up as you go along. Added these 3 towers. This one I've stood on is the enchanting setup for this area. And put these bridges spanning the lake, so you can actually walk all the way around it, go down here, go back, up, and then across. And there's also a bridge, you can't see it, just across onto the land over there, which does make getting around here a lot easier. Let me just see if we can get down here. Pop into this door here. And then you can actually walk all the way along here. There's a nice little pathway put in. Let's just stop and look all over, and we'll go down into the island, into the town now, and that is from the trading hall by the sound of it. So this is the bay at this side. I'll go over to the farm shortly. I've got this nice little bay here, all fenced off. That is the entrance to the villager trading hall, and the plan is at some point to connect this all up. With there's 2 big towers here. As you come in, you can walk across and up onto the other side, but you'll come through into the city here. First thing you've got greeting you is the town stables. A few horses in here, and then you come back here, and this is the only natural pink sheep we found on this series so far. She was up on the hills when we found her. I didn't know anything with her initially, and then I found her, basically she must have walked off one of the high falls and she was sat on one block, but we rescued her and brought her back here. She lives there quite happily at the edge of the stables. And that is there's a pig, and there is my last few cats. I'll show you where we got the cats in a minute. But around here, I sort of tried to decorate this wall up. It was plain stone initially, and I sort of fountain going in here. As you go up into town, we have the chicken shop, which is churning out chicken for us. Again, there is potential living space for a lot of these houses as well. It's just my lack of doing interior decor. And then up here we have our sheep shop, wonderful wools and carpets. Now these sell completely 100% organic wool, and actually this is one shop I did actually do interior decor. There was a villager up here, but he appears to have gone. But I had this all sectioned off. There was a villager. I don't know where he's gone. But their wool, while they're claiming is 100% organic, their secret is down here. We have a sheep farm. I'm assuming the shears have run out of there, but basically these will get sheared. It's the simple fact of they'll eat the piece of grass, it triggers off the dispenser which fire shears, and then below, running around, you'll see a minecart which deposits all the wool into there, and then it starts building up in these chests. This is my additional storage of wool, so as my chests are all filling up in the shop. I can just store extra wool there and use the wool for building, decor, beds, but a lot of these are quite full and they're used a lot. And then coming down there, there's a villager, and that is my mending villager. This is my bookstore. So we come into here, nice little bookshop. There's our books, bookcases, and then up here there is my mending villager. He does do me a trade on mending, don't you? Thank you very much. And you're living up here, don't you? Yes, you're not trapped at all whatsoever. Free to go, but he likes it up there. He has no desire to leave. And then just down the side here, underneath in the basement of the shop, is a sugarcane farm, little automated sugarcane farm. I've not done any massive farms really, but this is churning out enough sugarcane for my needs. Just being a single player, and so I've got some more here. Got some books, some more sugarcane. Did have leather here, must have run out. But that's providing me with enough material I need going forward. And this is my flower shop. So all the flowers will be over here. Oops. I'll tell you what, I don't need them in my hand. Let's move them. So here we've got a nice little conservatory area on the shop with a selection of supplies and goods on display. And then I've got all the flowers all sorted out in the different barrels around here. All spread out and on display. And the sun is about to go. I'll just go and find a bed. Oh, I actually did the interior up here. I forgot I did this. Little lounge area. Pictures on the wall. Sleeping area. A little kitchen area. They'll leave upstairs. But I did leave that bare. But I think this was done nearer the end, so I was trying more of an effort to make the interiors done. And one of the first big builds I did here is this, the church. You can come down here. Got the entranceway into the church. Be careful, you see a lot of mobs in here. Again, what sea pickles there, they used to be candles outside of water in James Boy's texture pack, but not anymore. But this is the church for this town. The big spire going up here, so you can come up here, read your sermons here to the church. Again, what this is one of the first times I was trying to do some elements of interior decor in a building. But this is, there appears to be some blocks missing up there. That's the first time I've noticed that. In the 20 odd episodes this has been built, I just realised there's some blocks missing. There we go. But this is all made out of quartz. And a little bit of concrete in it as well. And then over here we have our market. So as we decorated around the edge of the church, edge of the pond, we put in this market. So the path goes all the way around like so. And over this market area, this big wooden floor, we've got a store selling vegetable produce, and there's farming produce, boats, armour. There's some fish going over here, some books, pumpkins. They're selling crossbows, little chicken place. What's the selling? They're selling baked potatoes there. Because we're diversifying books. Some of the prismarine blocks, ice. So the sort of market store by the lake in the town, and just over here is my mine. This is a automated storage for the mine. So if you come down here, I try to sort of decorate the mine going down, just make it a bit more not as straight, but it goes so far and it stops. And this is, well, this is where I get all my stone from, down here. You've obviously seen the beacon, which we did fight the wither. And I used a lot of my iron, in fact most of my iron. come down here and we've got this big open plan area which we're using for our mining, and over here we've got the item elevator. We can chuck our items into there, and there's a water fountain, and it'll chuck all the items up and sort them in the chest for us. So I can just come down here, fill that up, keep mining, getting all our resources. Again, I'm not done a vast amount down here, but enough to keep us going while we've been doing the building in the area. And then coming back out, whilst we're over here, we might as well come up here to the manor house. This being the last, well, bar the exploring the nether, this has been the last two episodes. This was the manor house we did. I think it's one of the largest houses I've ever built, and using some of the new blocks, and there's also some of the there's some of the blackstone there as well. So this is for the Lord of the Manor with the garden. It's got a little veg bed at the back, a little bit of a hidden wild garden down here, which I do like. But this has all been decorated inside. In fact, that was last episode actually, so I won't go around this too much, but you all saw this as decorated as it is. But whilst we're here, I will point out Adela Butterfly suggested, actually on the bookcase, put some trapdoors to wrap it up, and I have done that. Instead of spruce ones, which I would normally use, I did the oak. Just have like an open panel side at the back, which I think looks quite nice and finishes it off. So thank you for that, Adela. But yeah, this is really nice building. Quite happy with it, how it's turned out. And it's quite nice actually when I look around now. I see like the bookcase suggestions from Adela. Heidi suggested the little garden down there. And no, I'm quite happy to listen to any comment or suggestions as we go around and as I play through this world of what other people are suggesting. That's not the front door. This is the front door. And that's Bob, my dog, goes with me everywhere. And if we come back around here, I'll go back over this way and then we'll come back down. This is the tavern of this town. So go up here, we've got a big seating area, and there's the bar and some tables to go with it. That's as far as I got in decorating wise up here, but there'll be some more space up here. And then this would have been you just find random sugar boxes around the place. More like the cellar here, so looking at the street level. But next to here, we do have little stables for the patrons of the tavern. And then there's a pathway leading up here to a specific mob farm. And this down here is my creeper farm. Ooh, some string, which was primarily used for, that's what they use the cats for. The cats are there to scare the creepers into it. But then I've now got obviously plenty of gunpowder, and I made some TNT with it as well. And again, there's a little bit of a room upstairs here for the owner of said establishment. And this keeps going further down here over to here, which is our town hall, which I've never fully finished inside. But over here we have a map of the area. So Solace Island is here, and just beyond here, back here, is the Ocean Monument, our Guardian Farm, and here is everything we built so far, including there. And probably needs a little bit more updating. And this is the world map in total. So we've been there, there, and there. So we're in that sort of area there. And there is a more precise one, which I could probably put on the back of that's not the right map, is it? If I remember rightly, I lost the right map from somewhere. I can't remember what it is. I'll have to try and find that out and get that corrected. But this is the map of the town and everything we built around here. The towers, the balloon, and the farm, which we'll go out to in a minute. And then down below here is the storage room, which has been keeping me going throughout this time here, and it's probably one of my favourite storage room I've ever built. So things like stone, wood, mob drops, precious materials, additional supplies. That's probably the barest. I've got shulkers and buckets, gardening stuff, otherworld stuff, and then clays and dyes and colour stuff. But it's all here, everything I've needed has been in this place. But then we've recently gone over to this side, cleared this all out, and this is our formal gardens. So there's the portal to the area over there. So we've just made this into one big formal garden area, put like a stone wall up here just as like a boundary. Built these two greenhouses, like formal style greenhouses, because obviously this is a flower forest. Flowers are the key trade for this town. If you come into here, hello Mrs. B, how are you doing? A selection of flowers, vines and plants growing over the greenhouse, some more flowers on display. And then likewise the same in there, some mini trees on display and some sugar cane all being grown. It appears night is falling again. In fact, what we'll do, we'll get ready to fly in a minute. But over here we have like little formal gardens, so little fountain around here, and then all these little displays of flowers in like a formal setting like you might get in like a garden and such. This is quite a nice area. I'm just going to pop back to the storage room and sleep. Right, let's get rid of the night time. But yeah, I quite enjoyed doing this. It was actually took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. But yeah, it's turned out quite nice. I'm quite pleased with it. Trying to make it look as formal as possible. I actually did this when I had the texture back off. I didn't have the bushy leaves on, so it looked like the hedges were more neatly trimmed. But I do like the bushy leaves hedges. So what we'll do now, we'll fly over this way, which is out the town here. So there's the path bridge over here, which comes into the towers and come back down this way. And then this was a big piece of work I did over a few episodes, and this is the farmland. So we'll take the main path into the middle. So we've got big fields. So this is a potato field, there's a wheat field here. That's a field of lilacs that they're growing, which took a long time to plant. Another big wheat field, and then there is a field of carrots. I think this also, this wheat field goes on further down there. We'll have a flyover in a minute, and then down the bottom there's a pumpkin and melon farm. I've got more fields to come into here at some point. But two key buildings here. We have our farmhouse and we have the barn. This is like a big farmyard area. So here in the farmyard here, someone left the gate open for that. The cows? No. So we've got a few roaming animals around the edge. And we've got some animals in different sections here, and a few just roaming around here. Just give it like that real farmyard atmosphere, and some storage area and some wheat. Bed up there for the stable boy, or the farmyard boy, whichever his role is. And this was our farmhouse, and I was actually really pleased with this building. I actually decided to put a light, go around this and decorate it as much as best I could. A nice little entranceway here, coming into like a farmhouse kitchen. I just thought more about the flooring in here as well. So I got the flooring in there, got some berries on display, big farmhouse campfire, got a kitchen area and a big farmhouse kitchen, what you would normally expect in a farmhouse. Yeah, a nice little lounge area with display, little desk area for working on, storage, and down here you've got a little cupboard under the stairs, and then coming up the stairs, nice big open balcony area, not balcony, landing, that's a better word. Bedroom, get another little table there, bookcases, sets of drawers, little balcony looking out over the farmland, so the farmer come out here in the morning, have a look over what he's planning to do that day. A bedroom, and another bedroom here, and then upstairs I didn't do anything up here, but this would be like an open plant storage area. Again, I think I left some more stuff up here, not much, but again another big open room for storage, like your attic, where you might dump a load of furniture up or something like that. But definitely a building I was quite happy with this. And actually, when I went around the outside of it, put a bit of effort in around here to have a look, just to add little details, a little workstation area out the back for the horse for the farmer. Come back around here a bit further, that's the chimney fire. Little water trough. Comes back around again a bit further, a little bit of storage area. Little cart with some materials ready to go off to the market, and that's our sort of pond just outside of the farmhouse as well. And then we're putting a retaining wall down here, rather than try and tear all the land up, just break it up. And this is the pumpkin and melon farm area, all just sort of randomly placed, making it nice and easy. And I've just fallen down. Let's have a, see if we can take off. I'll learn how to fly one day. So they've got a big massive wheat field, again another retaining wall in there. Got these wheelbarrows in as well. Got these all around the fields. These two are empty, but some have got stuff in them. But yeah, this was, I think I went through 2 hoes, and one of those hoes had Unbreaking 3 on it. And one didn't, and I think they're both now near enough worn out. Actually, one was I totally destroyed. I got the Evaluate My Life achievement, and then the plan is at some point we will go further out and take the fields down here and here. One thing we've never done with over here is this thing, this pillager tower. Maybe one day we'll do something with it, but I had it marked out in case I put the fields there. I didn't go too close to it, so I stayed out of their spawning range. But that is everything we have done so far in the first 50 episodes. But right now, I am going to be bringing season 1 to a close. We are going to, in the start of season 2, leave this area and go off for new adventures. I do have something in mind, what I will be doing. I will return here at some point. I still have unfinished things here to do. I still got more buildings down here to do, more around the manor house to do, finish the farm off, and there's still probably a few things on Solace Island to do and what have you. But I just fancy having a change of scenery. So I've done about 25 islands with Solace Island and about 25 here, so I just want a break and something else to take on. I do find if I'm not careful, I will get not burnt out, but kind of bored of the same area, and I don't want to get to the point where I just don't want to be here whatsoever. So I think I'll end the season 1 here. We'll start a fresh season 2. We'll go off to new lands, new challenges, new adventures, and then we'll come back here at some point in the future and continue here, because obviously I want to keep everything connected as best I can. In fact, before we go, there's one thing I've missed. all together. Forgot about this area. The trading hall. Got the villagers out here. They've had some caves here. And we've got all these villagers here. And their little booths for trading. And we've got some farmers up here. These are masons. And then around here, little storage area set up. And we've got weaponsmiths, toolsmiths, armourers, a fletcher, and a leather worker, all for trading with. I blocked that off because I wasn't going to expand down there initially. And up there I have got some fishermen and some shepherds. Yeah, I forgot all about that area, but yes, that was been done as well. And they shouldn't be forgotten. But that has been my first 50 episodes of my Let's Play world. Say it is continuing. Season 2 will start very, very soon. And then we'll go on to some new adventures. And we will eventually return here and do some more work. That you can be assured. Definitely not leaving here. Like I say, I'm not starting a new world. Same world, just a new location. But I hope you can join me for Season 2. If you have enjoyed the video and everything you've seen, please click on the like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't done already. Say just hit 300. Would love to see that go up even higher. That'd be absolutely amazing. And I'll see you all in Season 2. Bye bye.